With a 300 million attack stat, Mercenary Tao might be the best TUR. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan battle video for you here today. We are answering that age-old question: should you summon for the next Dokkan Fest TUR? We have the Mercenary Tao here as our upcoming June Dokkan Fest exclusive, the last Dokkan Fest exclusive before the global download celebration. So in this video, we are going to determine whether or not he is worth your summon. In order to answer that question, as always, we take a look at three things. Number one, we take a look at the unit itself. Is the unit strong enough to justify, to value the stones you spent in those summons? Second, we take a look at the banner. Now, of course, in a post-sync world, it's more of a prediction about who should theoretically be on the banner, along with some lucky guesses, and we will do our best to determine the value of the banner based on that. And then finally, we'll take a look at what lies ahead. Should we decide to summon on this banner, what are we giving up in the near future? So let's go ahead, let's hop in, let's take a look at the Mercenary Tao. So he is a extreme Fizz unit. He leads mission execution, a brand new category for or Earthbred fighters for HP 200%, attack defense 170%, with an additional 50% for Dragon Ball Seekers and Earthlings. So, I mean, it's honestly not a bad category. We're going to have to see how expansive the mission execution category is. As of me recording this video, the data download has not happened yet, but we honestly don't need to know that to answer our big question here, and we'll get to that in a minute. But continuing on through his passive, he has an entrance animation that activates when there's another mission execution category ally upon the team, and he randomly changes key spheres of certain type, Fizz excluded, to rainbow key spheres and stuns all enemies for 1 turn. So that one activates 1 turn. The second part of his entrance animation gets him an additional attack 100% and chance for a critical hit and dip reduction rate 50% at all times, as long as that entrance animation is activated. He gets key 2 and attack defense 200% with an additional damage reduction rate of 30% and a medium chance of performing a critical hit. Yes, that's right, you read that correctly. That means he has 80% damage reduction as long as you activated his entrance animation. When attacking with 12 or more key, he gets attack 200%. With every rainbow key sphere obtained, he gets attack 200% when attacking. So that's a possibility of up to 1,000% extra attack. Realistically, you're probably not getting 5, you're probably more likely getting 3 or 4, but that's still a gigantic buff, right? That's still going to be hitting really hard. When receiving an attack, he has an additional 200% defense, and when receiving an unarmed super attack, he has a great chance of nullifying and countering it with tremendous power. He has attack 500%, and a chance of performing a critical hit, and an additional 500% when 70% or less if the attacked enemy is stunned. So that last part you're probably not going to see anywhere except for battle-hardened formidable foes, unless they introduce an event where we can override the stunning of the stun negation of bosses. But otherwise, you're probably gonna never see that extra 1,000%. But if you can manage to proc it, oh boy, he is gonna be hitting like a truck. I mean, if with his full passive active, including the stun effectiveness, he's gonna be hitting around 300 million attack. Right? Without that, he's still hitting, right? If you get his every rainbow key sphere, he's still hitting like 100 to 200 million, right? He can find himself in that range depending on links and support. So, you know, we're talking about a pretty powerful character turn 1. So very, very, very impressive. Defense is about 400k, but remember, that's with 80% damage reduction, and that's not including any support like Path to Power Kid Goku support, who would give him an extra 8%, totaling an 88% damage reduction, meaning, you know, even with 400k, he's not taking that much. He's living up to 10 million supers. Like, that's how crazy we're talking here. So he does have an active skill that can be activated when there is a Dragon Fireball Seekers or Kamehameha category enemy, or when all allies attacking in the same turn are Mission Execution, which if you activated his entrance animation, more than likely you've at least got that. So it does cause ultimate damage to the enemy, stuns the enemy for the turn, and changes int or STR to Rainbow Key Spheres. So it'll just help him get those 5 Key Spheres he needs. So very, very useful, right? This is something, right, if you're facing these types of enemies in Battle Hardened Formidable Foes, or you have the team set up in there, you'd be able to stun the entire turn 1, or turn like turn 1 you would have his entrance, which would stun the enemy, and then you can stun him on the next turn too with the active skill. Like it's actually pretty impressive. His main drawback is going to be links. With this link set, he basically only links with the free-to-play Cyborg Tao. He does not link with the new LR, unfortunately, or not the new LR, but the World Tournament EZA LR, but that's okay, all right? We've shown that even without links, that dude is a monster, so just imagine this guy. So, all in all, the unit itself is actually pretty good, and I would have to say, like, if you spent stones on this character, you are getting a good character. He is phenomenal, and if the Mission Execution category ends up being pretty expansive, right, he's got a pretty decent team, too, covering Earthbred Fighters and Mission Execution. So hopefully it ends up being a good category. So all in all, that's 1 in the category for the unit. The next question, though, is of course this unit does not exist by himself. So if you are summoning for him, you have to consider the fact that you are summoning on a banner, and that banner might not be so great. And in fact, the only good thing about the banner, more than likely, is going to be the arrival of Bootinks. This should be his first return, as Slug has already returned and the Daima units have already returned. So he's the only unit pre-10th anniversary that has yet to return, which means he should be the guaranteed return here on this banner. The rest of the banner should follow the similar format of previous June banners, like the Rosé banner on JP. We're going to use this as our step, because obviously, right, that's where it is. We're pretty much following JP's schedule, right? So we're going to have the banner should have the new, we'll have the new Tau. It'll have the new General Blue, and then it'll have the Bootanks. Those are for sure 3 of the slots, right? The remaining slots. Well, actually, Rosé's banner is not a good one because this is pre-pity. So they'll actually be remaining 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. There should be 7 slots. So actually Vegeta, if we actually come over here to the banners, right? Vegeta, I mean, we could just come to any random pity banner here. Let's see here. Cell's banner actually would be a good indicator. Where is it? Cell. All right, here we go. Yeah, so this is pretty much what you can expect to see, right? 10 featured units, right? Since they introduced pity, they did up it to 10 featured units. So you'd have the new units, Tau, you'll have General Blue, you'll have Bootanks, and then the rest of the units will be returning units and similar units. So I would assume that, right, whoever the EZA is going to be for the celebration, I am thinking likely Captain Ginyu or Raditz, as both would fit the category of Mission Execution. There aren't really many other types of EZAs that would fill here, so I would imagine you would see you'll probably see one of them too, if not both, on the banner here, and the rest would just be returning units from last year. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw AGL Vegeta on this banner. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Roshi or even Path to Power Kid Goku back on this banner, just for the DB Saga portion of it, as that would end up helping him a lot. Could even see Int Kid Goku on the banner as well. But all in all, I mean, realistically, I mean, being honest, aside from the new main unit and the banner unit and the return of Bootanks, the rest of the banner is probably not going to be that great. You've probably got multiple copies of it, and even if not, at this point in the 220% meta, pretty much nobody except the top row is going to be worth your stones, and even then Bootanks is kind of pushing it. So I would have to say the banner is going to be a big no-go. Now, one thing to note about the banner is, of course, right, this banner should be releasing on the 30th/29th, which will be on Dokkan Day twice a month, right, 15th and the 30th. So we can assume that the banner will release the same time as this. We will get free tickets, and if they follow the same format as the previous celebration with the new Seriously Serious all-out battles, we should get 21 tickets along with login for Dokkan Day. You should get another 14, so that gives you 35 tickets to summon on Tao's banner. So just be aware that even though the banner itself is bad, you'll have free tickets to utilize on it, so can't really complain there. Moving on, right, so banner is a no-go, so that's 1 in the category for the unit. That's none in the category for the banner. So the question is, what lies ahead? This is the June Dokkan Fest, which means this is the last major celebration before what would have been Global's anniversary. But we are no longer in that era of Dokkan, right? We are post-sync, and now that we are sync, it has been confirmed that the anniversaries, both anniversaries of the game will be celebrated. Global's anniversary will be celebrated from this global Dokkan campaign, meant to both combine the worldwide campaign and Global's anniversary into one large campaign, rivaling that of what we saw with JP's anniversary. So, given that, right, I mean, this is the biggest thing in terms of what lies ahead. Even Tanabata is probably going to pale in comparison to what this event is and the units that are coming with it. This is going to be a banner. These are going to be banners that are likely going to return the anniversary LRs, possibly both Dokkan Fest and Carnival LRs, which means that the bulk of the stones that you have been saving, and if you followed my guide previously, you should be pretty close to 1,500, and this celebration alone should be giving you close to 1,500. You should be saving your stones for use here, because these units will rival that of the 10th anniversary LRs. So you want to make sure that you are saving your stones for something this big. So, you know, post-sync, we don't really have any other units to look at. There will probably be a part 2 LR for this celebration, and the same thing applies here. Knowing that GDC is going to be starting at the end of this month of June, it's more than likely a big skip, right? So that's only 1 for the unit, and that's 2 for the banner and for what lies ahead. So unfortunately, in this scenario, we do have to recommend skipping Tao's banner, whatever it ends up being, and that is just simply due to its proximity to what will be the largest celebration on Global to date, next to the 10th anniversary. This is always the case for June Dokkan Fests, let's be honest, right? This hasn't changed for years. It was the same with Frieza. It was the same with 17 and 17. It was the same with Ginyu during the 7-year, right? June Dokkan Fest is always a skip. It just is a bad placement for anything in preparation for these big events. Now, I will say that even though we are recommending skip, again, don't forget you do get free tickets, so make sure you utilize those. Some of you will be picking them up for free on this new banner. Second, right, of course, there will be paid tickets as always for the banner, for the unit. All right, so if you're pay to play, low to play, I definitely recommend going that route, as they still give pity coins. Of course, this is a pity banner, which means in order to get a copy, right, you're either going to pull him through your normal summons, and if you're lucky, you'll get him on one of those guaranteed featured summons. Remember, for 7 steps, every third multi you get a guaranteed featured, so some of you are going to probably pull them there, but if not, right, you've got 200 green coins you got to work up to get this man with pity. So just know that is coming with this banner as well. So if you're pay to play, low to play, that's definitely a way to save your stones. You don't have to go too deep. And one final note: we, of course, know that this banner will introduce the summon points. They did mention this in the previous producer letter. It should introduce, although, they could change their minds and wait until GDC to introduce it. But they did mention that the Dokkan Fest in June would introduce this. So basically, if you decide to summon on the banner, you will be given points that can be obtained to exchange for tickets to use on a Dokkan Fest or Legendary Summon banner. We don't know the full details of how this will work, and we won't know until the day to download tomorrow, but it can be pretty surmised that, you know, if you do a Dragonstone multi, that gets you 10 characters. I believe this includes ticket summons as well, if the tickets include 10 multis, but if the tickets don't do 10 characters, then you don't get the points, is how I'm reading this, but we'll know for sure when the download happens, and you can exchange these for tickets. Now, they did specify that the tickets on the tickets you can get can be used for a banner that will include the new featured units, but also other units as well, different from the regular summons, and you can see that written down there. So we have no idea what this could look like, but just know that it's there. So if you are someone who is pay to play, low to play, willing to spend on this banner, just know that you have this coming your way. If you're a non-spender, be aware that this is going to tempt some of you. Hold strong until you can utilize it during GDC. So guys, that is the video. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know, will you be summoning for Mercenary Tao? Our recommendation is to not summon. While the unit is good, the unit is justifiably a summon, right? You are going to get your bang for your buck if you do go after this guy. Unfortunately, the banner itself, there's nothing they can put on this banner that would make it a justifiable summon over a possible GDC within a month, right? So it really is a skip. The summon points are going to be tempting. Try to ignore them, and just remember, you're getting free tickets on the 30th to summon for this guy. So utilize those and move on. If nothing else, guys, thanks for watching, and aloha.